Okay, I think we're going to get started. I'm going to pin you, Gabriella. Hopefully all of you should see Gabriella in your full screen. If not, go up to the right and you can hit speaker view and tap on the little dots on Gabriella because we want you to see her all the time. I'd like to welcome everyone officially. I'm Julie Gordon White. I'm CEO of Bossa Bars, Menopause Energy Bars based in California. And of course, we love all things empowering and energizing about menopause. Sorry, ladies, those of you in Europe, Bossa Bars are not available in Europe yet, but if you find me, I'll send you some secretly. I'd love to welcome our very, very special guest today. I want to read her bio because I love to honor women by reading their full bio. We work hard to earn all the things on our bio, so I'd love to share with you about Gabriella Espinosa. So Gabriella Espinosa is a body wisdom coach, menopause mentor, and female pleasure educator, and is passionate about empowering women to know, trust, and appreciate their bodies. Her work lies at the intersection of embodiment, neuroscience, Eastern traditional wisdom, and menopausal health, and is informed by her 56 years of living in a female body and 15 years of guiding others to connect with their bodies through yoga, somatic movement, breath work, pleasure practices, and coaching. She facilitates one-to-one and group coaching programs and leads retreats internationally and contributes her writing to leading publications in the UK and the US. Gabriella is a first-generation Ecuadorian American. Are you going to let her in? With a master's degree in Latin American studies. She's lived and studied and worked throughout Latin America and Europe, I would say. Gabriella, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Julie, and welcome everyone. It's so lovely to see everyone joining from all parts of the world. Some familiar faces. My sister is here. Hi, Linda Gibbs is here in Houston, Texas as well. And I recognize some names from my mailing list. So thank you so much for showing up. And, you know, oh, could you turn down the music? Sorry, could you just turn it off and I'll speak? Yeah, thank you. So it's such a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm going to guide you through a 45-minute gentle yoga movement and breath class. And I just want to acknowledge that I know in order to be here today, you had to say no to other things, perhaps to other people. And I know that it's not always easy to say no, especially when we're being pulled in so many directions, we're being asked to serve others. But I just want to acknowledge that when you say no to other people, to other things, you're saying yes to yourself. Yes to me time, yes to being and moving in your body, yes to connecting to everyone here today, yes to being on the mat. So I am celebrating your yes today. And that tuning into no or yes is a practice. Establishing boundaries is a practice, especially as we move through the menopause. It's so important to have those clear boundaries in place, to look after yourself, to let other people know that it's time for you to look after yourself. And that tuning in of knowing when to say yes, when to say no, is a practice of tuning in and listening to what your body needs in the moment in terms of rest, nourishment, connection, pleasure, time spent in nature. And so I'm going to guide you in this listening to your body. You hear a lot about listen to your body. What does that really mean? How do I do that? Well, I'm going to take you through a practice, which is called an embodiment tune-in. It's a nice grounding practice, a lovely way of tuning into your body, as well as observing, tracking, and identifying what you're feeling in the moment. Because sometimes we shut down what we're feeling, right? We shut down what we're feeling in order to serve others, in order to please others, in order to be a good person, right? And all of that if you tuned into my Instagram live with Julie the other day, we talked about how we suppress so many of our feelings and emotions. So this is your opportunity to tune in to what you're feeling. And if those feelings rise and it feels uncomfortable or a bit tender, know that it's okay, that you're in a safe space here. I'll be holding this space for you, and I will guide you to how to connect and befriend your whole self in this little practice that I'm going to guide you. So I'm going to guide you through this embodiment tune-in, then we'll transition into some lovely gentle stretching, and then into a yoga practice that addresses strength, pelvic floor health, breath, and a little bit of relaxation at the end. Is everyone okay with all of that? Yeah, thumbs up. It looks like everyone's good for that. All right, and if at any time, remember, you've already, just by showing up here on the mat is a huge accomplishment. You've said yes to yourself and you've shown up. So if at any time, anything that I'm doing feels uncomfortable and you need to take a seat, please know you have permission to do that. And you're still here. You're still doing the work, right? You're still being present. Okay, so I'd like to invite you. You can do this embodiment tune-in either sitting down or lying down. So whatever position feels most comfortable for you. I'm going to be sitting up. And then Julie, I don't know if you want to pin me, if you've pinned me already, that way I can, and then if everyone could turn off their put on their mute button, please, so we don't have any background noise. Yeah, great. Okay, so we're going to tune into ourselves in this moment. So start by finding a comfortable seated position. You're also welcome to lie down on the floor if you feel tired. And then you can just take a moment to notice how your body is meeting the support beneath you, whether it's a chair, whether it's the floor. Just noticing right now what it feels like to be supported, to be held by the earth, by your mat, by this virtual space that we're all sharing today. And then you can place your hands wherever you like, either by your sides, or you can place them on your belly or heart center or your legs. And just taking a moment right now to softly close your eyes. You can leave them open if you want it, but if they are open, just try to close off the light as much as you can. So tuning that gaze inwards, either with the eyes closed or open, and taking a moment to bring attention to the way your palms are resting on your body or on the floor, noticing if there's any tension. You can open and close the hands, letting them soften and open to receive the practice. And as you draw your attention to your hands, allow them to be a pathway to internally directed awareness, drawing your vision, your sight inwards. And then taking a moment to notice the sensations that reveal the presence of your breath. Just noticing your breath without changing anything. And I'd like to invite you to take 3 dropping in breaths. So you're going to inhale in through the nostrils, long, slow, exhale out through the mouth like this. Okay, so at your own time, inhale in through the nostrils, opening the mouth, letting out a long, slow exhale. Inhale softly and deeply through the nostrils, opening the mouth, letting out a long, slow exhale. And one more time, inhale in through the nostrils. And with this last exhale, you can even let out a sound, a sigh. And then softly closing the mouth. And again, noticing how your breath is settled. Notice if there's any changes in the way the breath is breathing you, the way it's moving through you. And next, I'd like to invite you to take notice of the sensations that reveal the presence of your physical body. So just noticing your physical body. What does it feel like to be in my body in this moment? Do you notice a tension or tightness in any area? Perhaps warmth or coolness in another? Maybe some softening somewhere, or maybe some discomfort in another. Just noticing what there is to be noticed and just considering the question, am I present in my body right now? And if the answer is no, please know that that's an answer. That's a very valid answer that starts opening that awareness of connecting to your body. And then next, I'd like you to notice the space of your mind. So noticing, are your thoughts racing, or is there a narrative or a story looping around in your mind? Perhaps some residual thoughts from the morning's events, this past week's events, maybe an interaction with someone or something, without trying to push those thoughts away, just noticing, without judging, without criticizing. Next, I'd like to invite you to notice the tone of your emotions in this moment. What emotions or feelings is your body holding for you right now? And identify that emotion to yourself, either with a word, a color, a texture, maybe a flavor, to just identify that feeling state in this moment. Knowing that there's no right or wrong, that only you know how you're feeling in this moment. And finally, I'd like you to take a moment to notice a part of your body that feels okay, that feels good, that feels alive, that feels pleasurable. It can be a warmth in your belly, it can be softness in another part of your body. And if you can't quite identify that pleasurable or good feeling, just focus your attention on a part of your body that's free of discomfort or pain. And then identify that sensation with a word, a color, or a texture. I'm going to invite you to use that dropping in breath to spread that pleasant sensation somewhere else in your body. So you're just imagining taking that in, you're going to take that in breath in through the nostrils, and with that slow exhale, imagine that pleasant sensation just spreading to another area of your body. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nostrils, and with the exhale, you're allowing that pleasant sensation to spread to another part of your body. And then 1 more time, inhale, and then exhale. Good. And then softly flutter your eyes to open. Just have a little look around the space that you're in, becoming aware of the space that you're in, orienting into the space that you're occupying right now, and then slowly turning your gaze. If you're lying down, you can come up to sitting, And then turning your gaze to the screen, to the shared virtual space that we're all tuning in together, gently acknowledging each other's presence with a smile, with a nod. And if you wish to share in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself, what came up for you, describing that feeling of goodness, of pleasure, or perhaps that emotional state or that physical state that you observed. You can share if you like. So as we're moving through changes in our life, right? Whether it be perimenopause, menopause, midlife, postmenopause, everything that's going on in the world right now, our bodies can experience this sense of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and that can disconnect us from the goodness that really inherently resides in our body. And there's always an opportunity to access goodness, regardless of how you're feeling. And again, it can be a sense of softness or warmth or tingling. And that's what this practice, this embodiment tune in practice is all about. I'm going to share this practice with you. I have a recording of this practice after our class today. I'll email it to you, or Bossa Bars will email it to you so that you can start practicing this tuning in, this listening in, noticing those yeses, noticing those nos, noticing how your body wants to be nourished in all respects. Let me see if anyone shared. Yeah, excellent. Wonderful. Acceptance, wonderful. Miracles, feeling of giving yourself permission to rest and release tension. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, and that acceptance is so important at this time. Softness. I love that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, big, in your face, dynamic kind of feelings. They can be just noticing very subtle feelings of goodness and pleasure and knowing that you always have access to them. Okay, so we are coming to sit in a comfortable seated position. If it's not comfortable to sit for you, know that if you have any pillows or blankets, I'm coming up to sit on a bolster here. So you may see me sitting up here. Know that you can always also sit on a chair if you like. Julie, can you just give me a thumbs up that you can see me and hear me? Great. Excellent. So we're going to move into some very gentle stretching with the feet crossed. If at any time you want to straighten your legs and switch the cross of your legs, you can do that. And then coming to sitting, we're going to move into a side stretch. So I'm going to mirror you. You're going to take your right hand out to the side and take your left arm up and over into a side stretch, rooting down through that left sit bone so that you reach from that left sit bone to the side of your body up through the fingertips. Breathing gently, softly into that side body, letting that breath create freedom and space there. Good, and then we're going to move to the other side. Reaching that arm up and over the head. Rooting now down through that right sit bone, reaching up through those right fingertips. Good, and then coming up to sitting, we're going to come into a twist. So you're going to twist to your right. So take the right hand behind your right hip, the left hand to the opposite knee. Before you twist, take a moment to just lengthen the spine, right? Lengthen the spine from the navel up to the crown of the head. And as you inhale here, make your spine a little bit longer. And as you exhale, start to twist, start to turn. You're gently turning the navel, the ribs, the shoulders, and gazing over your right shoulder. So with the inhale, you're making yourself a little bit taller. With the exhale, turning a little bit more deeply into that twist. Excellent. And then exhale, come back to center. And then we'll twist to the other side. So you're taking the opposite side, left fingertips behind you, right hand to opposite knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, turn the navel, the ribs, then the shoulders. Then you can turn the head if it feels okay for you, looking over that shoulder, using the breath to take you a little bit deeper into the pose. So you're inhaling, lifting and lengthening to the spine. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, turn a little bit more. They're just micro turns with the breath. And then exhale, come back to center. If you need to give your legs a little stretch and a little shake, because we're going to stay in the seated posture for another little while, switch the cross of your legs. So I'm going to teach you, I was talking to Julie in our Instagram live the other day, that sometimes when we're suppressing all of these feelings, we need to let them out, right? And so a wonderful way of doing this is a breath that I love called the lion's breath, right? It is a breath that allows us to release and let go. I'm going to show it to you, and then we're going to combine it with a movement. I'm just going to take my microphone a little bit out. So it's very simple. You inhale in through the nostrils in the same way that you were exhaling through the mouth. This time you're going to open the mouth wide and stick the tongue out like this. Opening the mouth nice and wide. I'll try it. So you can try it with me right now. Inhale in through the nostrils. Open the mouth, letting out a big sigh as you stick the tongue out. And if you want to let out any kind of sound, you're all on silent, on mute. No one else is going to listen. You can let out a roar, any kind of release of anger or frustration. So let's do that one more time together. Excellent. And just take a moment to notice what that felt like. You may feel some tingling, some softening, maybe some more aliveness. And then we're going to combine that with a movement. So just take a moment to observe what I'm doing. I'm going to demonstrate. You're going to lift your shoulders up to your ears, squeeze your shoulders on the inhale. And as you drop your shoulders, you're going to come into that big lion's breath exhale. Excellent. Let's do 3 more of those together. Inhale, lift the shoulders up, squeeze the shoulders. You can even squeeze the muscles of your face, squeeze your eyes. And then on the exhale, release everything. Inhale, lift the shoulders, squeeze the shoulders. Breathe in, and on the exhale, last one. Make this one count and really let go and release everything that needs to be released. Inhale, lift the shoulders, squeeze, and then just take a moment to notice what you notice. Maybe you may feel a little bit dizzy, all that energy swirling around. Maybe you feel a swirling around of energy in your head and your body and your throat. Maybe you can see more clearly now. Just noticing what you notice, what it feels like to release those emotions, those thoughts with the lion's breath. Excellent. I'm going to invite you to come onto your hands and knees. Now, if hands and knees can be uncomfortable for you, you can put some padding underneath. We won't be here for very long, so don't worry. I'm putting some padding underneath my knees. And so we're going to come onto our hands and knees to do this movement called cat-cow, which you may be familiar with. Cat-cow is wonderful for mobilizing the spine, for mobilizing the pelvic floor muscles. So the pelvic floor, needs to be mobile. A lot of times we're told to do Kegels and strengthen your pelvic floor, but the pelvic floor is a muscle. So just like my bicep here, if I'm constantly contracting it, it's going to get weak and tired over time. So we want mobility in our muscles and especially in our pelvic floor. So we're going to do this little cat-cow sequence, excellent for mobilizing the pelvic floor. So you're coming onto your hands and knees. The hands are underneath the shoulders. So, and the hands are shoulder distance apart. The fingers are spreading wide. The belly is gently drawing in so the back is flat. You're gazing forward towards the top of your mat. And as you inhale, you're going to lift the chin, lift the chest, lift the sit bones. So you're arching the back. And on the exhale, you're tucking the tailbone under, drawing chin towards the chest. So allowing the head to drop. We're going to continue this for a few rounds. So inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, lift the sit bones, arching the back. And on the exhale, tucking the chin in and rounding the back as you tuck the tailbone in. So do a few more rounds of this. You're inhaling, lifting the chin, lifting the chest, arching the back. On the exhale, tucking the tailbone under, chin towards the chest. And so take a moment to do a few rounds of this at your own pace, letting the breath guide the movement to guide the breath. Yeah, tuning into your body, how it wants to move, the pace of your own movement. Excellent. Let's do one more. And then we'll finish off in a neutral tabletop position. So we're going to move in here now to building some resistance in our hands. To start developing that bone strength. So there are a lot of poses in yoga that help us create resistance by weight bearing through the hands. That helps us activate cells that create bone strength, bone growth. So you're pressing through the hands. You're taking I'm taking my right leg back. So you're taking your right leg back, right? And you're drawing the belly gently in, and then you're going to lift that right leg up, right? You're going to press down through that right hand, creating that resistance to that right hand, and then lift the left arm up straight in front of you. So if you're feeling a little bit of shaky, that's normal. We're balancing here, right? This is a balancing pose. You're gazing forward towards your fingertips, and then you're placing the hand down, the knee down. Just taking a moment there to readjust, and then we'll do that one more time. Take the right leg back, rest down through your right hand, draw the navel gently in, lift the right leg up, and then take the left arm forward. That's it. So we're balanced. You're pressing down through that right arm, reaching forward through those left fingertips, drawing the navel gently in, breathing out. If you feel a little bit of shaking, that's all good. That's your body working for you. And then slowly bring that back down. We'll do that one more time. Right leg back, lift it back up. You may feel a little bit of squeezing in that right glute. Press down through that right fingertip, extend the left fingertips forward, gaze forward, and then release down. Excellent. We'll move to the other side now. I'm going to turn the other way around. So I'm doing the same leg as you are. Taking the left leg back, right? And you're pressing down through the left hand, creating that resistance. Lift that left leg up and extend the right fingertips forward now. Gazing forward through the right fingertips. And this side may be a little bit harder, right? There's always one side that may be a little bit more challenging, but just notice that. And don't notice how you're speaking to your body right now, right? Let's try to speak kindly and gently to ourselves. Okay, bring the hands and leg back down. So many times when we're moving through transitions like menopause, or when we're doing something new, right? We can be a little bit harsh on ourselves, thinking that our bodies are betraying us, but we want to move into that place of compassion and acceptance with our bodies, knowing that our bodies are working hard to really keep us alive and vibrant and moving us through life. So let's take the left foot back again. Reach that left leg up, press down through that left hand and extend the right fingertips forward. Draw the belly gently in so you're not arching the back. So we're engaging the core, we're engaging the glute, we're engaging this resistance through the bones of the hand, all working to establish strength and stability. And then bring the hand down, the knee down. We'll do one more. Take the left leg back, reach the left leg up, press down through the left hand, reach the right fingertips forward, gaze forward, draw the belly in, breathe in and breathe out, and then slowly come back to neutral. Okay, we're going to do a downward dog pose. I know if you haven't done downward dog, please just follow along. You can choose to sit this one out, but we're going to move into downward dog and move up to standing. Okay, so you're starting off from your hands and knees. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Knees are hip distance apart. Downward dog is a great pose for, again, establishing that weight resistance to help with our bone strength. And so you're going to curl your toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips. You can keep the knees bent. And as you keep the knees bent, lift the hips and reach through the hands. You're reaching through the hands. Can you still hear me? Yeah. Yeah. So you're bending the knees, lifting the hips up and reach to the hands. If you choose, you can straighten the legs or you can pedal the feet. Have a little pedal of the feet. Reaching through those hands, lifting those hips. And then we're going to walk the hands back, keeping those knees bent. Take the hands to the shins. So we're coming into a forward bend. We're keeping a soft bend to the knees, right? And you're going to lengthen your torso. So imagining you're lengthening from the navel to the crown of the head. We're doing a flat back forward bend. Lifting, lengthening. If you want to straighten your legs, you can straighten the legs. And then move to bending the legs and rooting the feet into the floor, and then reaching the arms up and over. And then exhale, releasing the arms down by your side. Well done, everyone. We've made it up to standing. And just taking a moment to notice what it feels like to be standing on your feet, to notice what it feels like to feel the support of the ground beneath you. Excellent. All right, so we're going to move into another little embodiment practice. Again, this embodiment practice is all about tuning into your body, right? Connecting to your body, feeling good in your skin. This practice I call enliven your body, and I love it. It's something I do first thing when I wake up in the morning. If I've been sitting down in front of a computer for too long and I just need a little shift in my mood, I need a little shift in my energy, and it starts like this. Okay, so you're starting with your feet hip distance apart, and you're taking a little soft bend to your knees. And you're going to just start bouncing. Just start bouncing. The arms are relaxed by your sides. Just start bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. And then you're going to start twisting. So swinging the arms from side to side as you bounce. I would keep your gaze forward, because sometimes when you turn your head, some people get dizzy. But just keep your gaze forward as you twist. Swing the arms. That's right. Swing the arms as you bounce. That's right. Swing and bounce, and then come back. And then you can do a little kind of just lifting up and down, like a little jumping, right? Just shaking, moving into a little bit of shaking, shaking the arms, shaking the torso, shaking the shoulders. Ooh, you need to let out a big breath, let out a big breath. And then slowly, slowly come back to standing. So pausing the shaking, pausing the bouncing. And you're going to take your dominant hand, whatever hand that is, cup it. You're going to cup the hand, and we're going to tap different points in the body, activating these meridian points, which in traditional Chinese medicine are related to points in the body that hold certain emotions. Okay, so you're going to start with your dominant hand and just tap up the inner arm, whichever arm you wish, up to the top of the shoulder. Then you tap down the arm, the back of the arm. So you're tapping up the inner arm and back of the arm. So the arm is holds the heart meridian in traditional Chinese medicine. So we're just, and the heart can hold lots of emotions, fears, right? So we're just releasing, letting go of anything that's being stuck or stagnant in that heart meridian. And then we're switching to the other side. So cup the other hand, and you're tapping up the inner arm of the opposite arm, up to the top of the shoulder and down the arm. And you can do it as quickly or as softly as you like. So tapping is an incredible practice that's been done for thousands of years in traditional Chinese medicine. It's a wonderful practice. And then we're going to take that tapping, so to the collarbones. So you're going to the collarbones. Ooh, just below the collarbones is the thymus, and that holds also lots of anxiety, lots of overwhelm. So releasing any stagnant energy there, moving down to the sides of the body. So now we're moving to the side ribs, tapping along the side ribs that holds the diaphragm. So releasing any stuckness or stagnant in the ribs so that we can breathe more freely. Move to the back of the ribs, side of the ribs, and then moving down to the hips, the buttocks, the back of the legs. So bend your knees and start tapping away to the back of the thighs, the back of the knees, the calves, moving up the front of the legs, up the front of the thighs. Woo, okay, inner thighs, and then pausing that tapping, and we're going to move to some massage-like motion. So you're going to start circling the hands on the belly in a clockwise motion. So releasing any stagnancy in the intestinal organs, clockwise motion, big sweeping circles. You may notice some little tender areas there. That's okay. Good. And then moving that massage-like motion to the lower back, just below the ribs. So the area, if you're familiar, where your kidneys are, below the lower ribs. So the kidneys, on top of the kidneys are the adrenal glands, and the adrenal glands release cortisol, our stress hormone. So we're just soothing those adrenal glands. Excellent. Wonderful. And then we're going to move that massage-like motion here to the heart, massaging the heart. And then you can just, with one hand, massage across, sweep it across the throat. We have lymph, which is responsible for, detoxifying, moving fluids through our body. And so we're just moving that lymph by massaging the neck, and then moving to the jaw. So you can take the pads of your fingers and just tap them along the jawline. You can open the mouth, maybe massage the joint of the jaw, the temporomandibular joint. And then moving to the forehead. Oh, and then to the scalp. When was the last time you gave yourself a scalp massage? So imagine you're shampooing your hair, right? Shampooing your hair, the top of the scalp, the back of the scalp. Yeah, good. And then massage your ears. So just really follow the beautiful contour of your ears. I can't do it because I have these headphones on, but you're massaging the contours of your ears, the ear lobes, even taking your index finger to the back of the ear. Have you ever massaged that contour along the back of the ear? Notice that. Wonderful. And then you're going to take your hands and sweep them along your arms, like you're slathering a beautiful lotion or body oil. And then bring your hands together. Create some warmth, some energy there. And then place that energy that you've created anywhere on your body that needs a little bit of that energy, that extra special touch, either your heart, your belly, your throat, anywhere where you feel you need that little healing energy. And just take a moment there just to notice what you notice. Breathing in softly, breathing out gently. Excellent. Release the hand. So that's enliven your body. Beautiful practice to do any time of the day. I hope you benefited from that practice. We're going to do a few more yoga poses, and then we'll take you to a relaxation. So I want you to take your legs nice and wide, arms nice and wide. And we're moving into warrior two. So we're going to turn the left foot in. I'm going to be doing the same thing you're doing, and the right foot out. Actually, I'm going to mirror you. Right foot in. Sorry, left foot in, right foot out. I'm mirroring you, okay? Left foot in, right foot out. Your heel of the front leg is in line with the arch of the back foot. And we're going to press into the outer edge of that back foot on the inhale. On the exhale, bend that front knee, taking that knee over the ankle if you can. If it's too painful, you can release that bend, right? Your tailbone is lengthening, navel drawing in towards the spine. You're gazing over the right fingertips, and we're going to begin to move with that breath, with that slow inhale in, soft exhale out. So as you inhale, straighten the legs, take the arms way up overhead. Exhale, return to the warrior. Inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, return to the warrior. One more time. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up overhead. And then exhale, return back to the warrior. And then place that left arm on top of the leg. That's it. And then stretch that upper arm up and over for an extended side angle. That's right. So you're extending from the outer edge of that left foot, up the side body, up the fingertips, lengthening that side body. And then from here, we're going to move into a reverse warrior. Now we're keeping that right leg bent. If you feel it shaking, it's okay. What we're doing here is we're activating those bone cells, those osteoblasts that help us create strength. So when the muscle gets activated, it's pulling on the bone, and that tugging of the muscle to bone creates that bone strength. So it's all good, even though it may be shaking. All right, from here, stop talking and do the pose. I'm hearing. Okay, from here, you're going to reach that top arm up and back to the back leg, reaching that right arm up and over. So this is a reverse warrior. That's an inhale there. On the exhale, return to the extended side angle, bringing the forearm to the top of the thigh. Good. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Pausing here for a moment, turning the trunk. Good. And then returning to your warrior. And then straightening the leg. Take those toes forward, turn the toes forward, and then you're going to turn them out. We're not going to go to the other side yet, okay? So you're turning the toes out, hands in front of the heart. We're doing this pose, which I love, called the goddess pose. And this pose is a version of a squat, and the squats are so good for your pelvic floor. They do help build that strength. So it's providing, we did some mobility for the pelvic floor. Now we're moving towards building strength to the pelvic floor. So hands on heart and bend the knees. And so you don't have to tuck the tailbone under. You can just let your bum, your booty, whatever you call it, just to move out slightly, right? So you're comfortable in your knees, and you're holding this goddess pose here, drawing that pelvic floor gently up, breathing in and breathing out. And we're going to move with the breath here. So you're going to straighten the legs, reach the arms up, and exhale, return to the goddess pose. Inhale, straighten the legs up. Take the arms up and then return to the goddess pose. One more time. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. And then exhale, returning to the goddess pose, holding the pose here. Staying present with the breath. Again, notice whatever sensations, maybe some shaking, maybe some trembling. It's all good. And then slowly, slowly start to straighten the legs. Take the arms out, and now we're going to move to the sequence, the warrior sequence on the other side. Okay, so you're turning the opposite leg in, you're turning your right leg in, the left leg out, opposite what you did the first time. The heel of the front leg is in line with the arch of the back foot, arms stretched out. You're pressing into the outer edge of that back foot on the inhale, on the exhale, moving into the warrior two, tracking the knee over the ankle. Arms stretching out. You're gazing over the left fingertips, and we're going to move with the breath. So inhale, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, return to the warrior. Inhale, straighten, reach the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, returning to the warrior, pausing here, and then reaching those left fingertips forward, placing the forearm on the top of the thigh, and then reaching that arm up and over for an extended side angle. Turning the trunk, turning the ribs. You can gaze up towards the ceiling. If that top arm or shoulder hurts, you can always bend that elbow and place a hand on your hip. And then we're coming into our reverse warrior. Inhale, reach up. That right arm moves back. And then exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time, reverse warrior. And extended side angle. And then pressing into that back foot, returning to the warrior two, straightening the leg, turning the feet to face the front. So this time you're taking a wide stance, toes are facing forward, hands on the hips. We're coming into a forward bend, hands on the hips. You're going to inhale, lift the chest. And on the exhale, if your knees are bent, that's okay. You're bending the knees. And you're going to take the hands to the floor if they reach the floor. If you have books or a cushion or a table or a top of a chair, you can always bring the hands to the chair. And so this forward bend, you can either bend the knees or straight. And again, another pose that's very good for mobilizing the pelvic floor. I love this pose. It's great for strengthening the legs, for mobilizing the pelvic floor. Lengthen the front body. So we're lengthening the front body. We're not coming into a full forward bend today. Breathing in, breathing out. And then with the knees bent, take the hands to the hips, lift the chest, lift the head, and slowly, slowly come up. And then return to standing in Tadasana, taking a moment just to notice how you're feeling. Excellent. We're going to make our way down to the floor. As I want to make sure we end on time and leave any room for questions. Okay, so we're coming to sit on the floor. We're going to do another little balancing pose, balancing on our sit bones, okay? So you're going to, it's called boat pose. You're coming to sit on the floor, bend the knees to the chest, right? You're leaning back gently, right? Just very gently, drawing navel to the spine. Lift one leg up, right? And then you lift the other leg up. You're keeping the hands here underneath the knees, lifting the chest, gazing forward beyond the toes. Okay, if you wish, you can release those hands give a, try balancing on your sit bones, lengthening, creating the oars to your boat. This is boat pose. And then bring the hands underneath the knees and then cross the shins. And we're going to walk the hands forward, have a little sort of float the torso from side to side. You may notice some sensation in your hips. So this is a forward fold to really create a little bit of stretch through the hips. And then start to walk the hands back, straighten the legs. And then we'll do that boat pose one more time. Hug the knees into the chest, lift the shins, either keep the hands there or start to balance. Drawing navel to spine, gazing beyond the toes, wiggle the toes, say hi to your toes. And then bring the hands underneath the knees. And if you remember which leg you had in front before, place the opposite leg in front. And if you don't remember, that's okay too. We're going to have a little swaying of the body, rocking of the body forward. Feeling into the hips. Excellent. And slowly walking the hands back. Wonderful. And we're going to pause here. I'm going to guide you through one final breath practice as we close our class. And so this is a cooling breath for those. I know we're heading into autumn. It's still hot here where I am in Houston, Texas, but whenever you feel we have a lot of these vasomotor symptoms as we move through menopause, and they continue post-menopause, the hot flashes that we know them, right? Or the night sweats. So this is a wonderful practice, very simple practice. There's lots of different breath practices that I could teach you to cool your body down, but this is a very simple way. So the left nostril in yoga is associated with the moon, with the cooling aspects of the moon. So we're going to close off the right nostril with the index finger, right? And we're just going to breathe in and out very slowly through the left nostril. Okay, so bringing the spine to an upright position, closing off the right nostril, and you're inhaling softly through the left nostril, keeping the right nostril closed, and then exhaling to the left. Inhale left, exhaling to the left nostril, feeling the coolness of your breath floating into the nostril on the inhale, and then out the nostril across the upper lip on the exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. And then release that hand, place it on top of the thighs. Just take a moment just to notice the breath moving in and out to the nostrils. You may have noticed the temperature change, you may have not, but just notice that breath floating in and out of the nostrils. And we're going to sit here just quietly once again, as we did at the beginning of class, just noticing what you notice. Noticing what it feels like to have your breath move you and breathe you. What does it feel like to be in my physical body right now? Has the feeling shifted from when you first started class? What emotions is my body holding for me in this moment? Welcoming whatever is arising for you, welcoming your emotions as guests. There's a beautiful poem called The Guest House by Rumi, which speaks of welcoming our emotions as guests, allowing them a seat at the table. And then noticing the space of your mind. And then returning to that sense of goodness that resides in your body. Maybe you locate another place in your body that feels good, that feels pleasurable. Just notice that. Allow yourself to sit and be present with that pleasurable feeling in this moment. Letting the breath soften and spread that pleasurable feeling. Allowing the shoulders to soften, the facial muscles to soften, and just really, really opening the whole space of your body to receive that feeling of goodness. And then slowly open your eyes if they're closed. Have a little look around the space that you're in. Just notice your environment. And then you can turn your gaze back to our shared virtual space. Thank you so, so much. Well done, everyone. I've finished on the hour. Hopefully I'm not keeping anyone too long, but I'm here for another little bit. If you want 5 minutes to answer any questions, if you have anything that came up for you, any feelings, any emotions, anything that you'd like to share, or any questions that you have.
That was beautiful, Gabriella. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. And Stephanie, so glad you started your day like this. Yeah, wonderful way to start your day. If you're coming to the end of your day over in the UK, yeah, wonderful way to end or start your day. So thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa. You're very welcome. Thank
Gabriella,
you, Nick.
Can you talk to us a little bit about tapping?
Oh, tapping. Yeah. So that tapping exercise, have you never done that before?
I have, but just not formally. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about
Qigong,
that.
it comes mostly from the traditional Chinese medicine practice, where we have meridians all over our body that have acupressure points. You know, if you go to acupuncture, they access these meridian points, and these meridian points are associated with organs in our body. Our organs, the Chinese believe, hold emotions. So those emotions can get stagnant or stuck in those organs. So when you get acupressure or acupuncture, or you do tapping, is a very easy way to release that stagnancy from those meridian points which are associated with organs. So as I mentioned, the arms belong to the heart meridian. Here we have the thymus, which holds fear, the heart, which holds so much for us, right? Our intestinal organs. We can tap or massage to release any stagnancy. The adrenal glands, which hold stress, the inner legs, our whole body has these meridians, and they are associated with certain access points to the organs, according to traditional Chinese medicine. And yeah, tapping is a great way to access that and release stagnancy, and a great way to feel alive and enlivened, and just, I think it's an instant mood shift.
Yeah.
Instant mood
Really
shift.
Yeah.
And so easy to do. So easy to do. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You like the tapping, Marisol? Yeah.
I saw a question too, Gabriella.
Yes.
Let's see. Treasuring. Rousset, any advice for coping with menopause naturally?
Okay, yeah. So you're doing it right now. Yeah, yoga has so many benefits for women and menopause. I find it's one of the best forms of movement as we move through the menopause. And so if you have a regular practice of yoga, it can help with bone strength. It allows you to manage your stress and cortisol levels. Stress is the biggest driver of all the symptoms in menopause. So if you're able to manage your stress, really that's really, I mean, there's physiological reasons for the symptoms, right? There's real physiological reasons for the symptoms, like hot flashes, but stress is a driver. Stress can make them worse, can make hot flashes worse, night sweats worse, insomnia. It can even accelerate bone loss, right? So, and can, when we're stressed, we tend to clench the pelvic floor, right? Which leads to further weakening of the pelvic floor. So stress is such a big driver of so many of our symptoms. So if we get to the root cause of our stress, either by doing that embodiment practice, noticing what are the feelings, emotions we are holding, doing a little bit of release, talking, coaching, therapy if you need, I highly recommend that. And there are some wonderful herbalists out there. I can, there's a woman, if you're in the UK, I can't remember if you're in the UK, Melinda McDougall. She is, you can look her up. I don't know if in the US herbs are a big thing, but in the UK, they are, there's a lot of research and that's gone into it, and there's a big tradition of using herbs, local native herbs in the UK. So Melinda McDougall, I put there in the chat. She's a wonderful resource for that.
I would also just add, nutrition, of course, that's such an
Yes.
important piece about eating more plant-based. We still need protein so we can maintain our muscle, and that also helps our metabolism, but just cooling down a little bit on so much meat, and our bodies can process vegetables and fruits so much easier. We want to watch our sugar also. So low glycemic fruits, things like berries that are don't make our blood sugar rise, are really good and help us get a little bit of sweet in there when we have those sugar cravings. That's why we created a bar to handle those. But just plant-based, there's a lot of studies that show the more plant-based we eat, getting all those micronutrients that we need, not just fat, carbs, protein, but all the micronutrients that we get from leafy greens, from dark colored vegetables. All the vegetables in the rainbow go a long way to helping with stress and keeping our bodies calm and easing night flushes, as many of you say, or night or hot flashes. So
Yeah,
don't forget about food.
Yeah, and Ruth, is she still there? I can't see.
Yeah,
Oh, there she is. Yeah, Movement for Modern Life. Thank you so much for recommending Movement for Modern Life. I forgot. Movement for Modern Life is the website where all my yoga classes are housed right now. And there is a course, a yoga course, Yoga for Menopause course called Menopause for Modern Life. And it's very accessible. I think it costs $50 or 50 UK pounds. You can take the course, or you can become a member of the website of the whole online platform and access so much more. So
Ruth is Team Gabriella, like we are too.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, we won't keep everybody longer, but Gabriella, again, how can people find you if they have questions?
Movement for Modern Life. I think a lot of people here joined via my newsletter, because I sent out on my newsletter, but you can send me an email at Gabriella Espinosa. Did I spell that right? I don't have my glasses. Hello at GabriellaEspinosa.com. You can send me emails there. You can follow me on Instagram at Gabriella Espinosa, or if you send me an email, I'll put you on my newsletter and you can receive all my monthly offerings.
Yes.
And if you want to more of these little sessions, I know that Julie and I have a nice little friendship, and we're always willing to collaborate and share with all of you. And she has so much knowledge because you've developed this amazing plant-based energy bar, which I do hope makes it to the UK very soon. And maybe we need to put our heads together and make a little thing and see how we make it available to more people in the UK.
I would love that. Absolutely. Yeah, I love that the UK is way ahead of the US in talking about menopause, way ahead. Americans have a lot to learn from all of you in the UK. So thank you for leading the way, everyone. And if you want to learn more about Bossa Bars, you can go to bossabars.com or reach out to me anytime at Julie@Bossabars. Love to chat.
And then
Just
follow you on Instagram. You have
Oh.
some wonderful conversations about menopause, right?
I forgot about that. Every Tuesday, and sometimes a very special, we call them Meno Lounge Talks at 11 a.m. Pacific, which makes that about 6:30 your time.
6 o'clock, yeah.
6 p.m. UK. So, yep, there's one from last week with Gabriella. So find us on Instagram and you'll see all the Meno Lounge Talks on everything about menopause and beyond usually. So thank you everyone.
All right, thank you so much.
We'll share the recording, and I think Gabriella has something special she'll send out to you also. So wonderful rest of the weekend and be well. Namaste.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Melanie, Marnie, Janet. I'm sorry I don't have my glasses on. I can't see.
Bye, Ruth. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Janet. Bye, Hanabi. Bye.